Welcome to today's episode of Unwiring Tech, where we are going to unpack what culturally sensitive AI is and why it's so crucial in shaping how AI technologies impact societies across the globe. Let's start by defining what we mean by culturally sensitive AI. A culturally sensitive AI refers to AI systems that are designed to account for social, cultural, and ethical differences of the people they interact with. It's about ensuring that AI systems work effectively across diverse populations without any bias or discrimination. A key challenge here is that most AI systems today reflect the cultural context of where they were developed, often overlooking the diversity of the global users. This can lead to biased or inaccurate outcomes, especially when these systems are deployed in regions with different cultural norms. AI as a technology is often seen as a neutral tool, but it can be far from it if we don't acknowledge the biases baked into the systems themselves. These biases usually comes with data used to train AI, which might not represent the full spectrum of global cultures. So, how does this cultural sensitivity or the lack of it affect AI's broader impacts? The influence is quite significant. AI is being integrated into critical areas like healthcare, law enforcement, and education. Without cultural sensitivity, these systems can end up reinforcing social inequalities. For instance, facial recognition technology has shown higher error rates for people with darker skin tone. This happens because the AI was trained on the data sets skewed towards white skinned individuals, mostly from the Western culture. Culturally sensitive AI would mitigate these issues, ensuring that the technology is fair and accurate for all the demographic groups. But beyond Western societies, AI is increasingly being adopted in developing countries, often without the infrastructure or resources to adapt to these systems locally. What are some of the challenges there? In developing countries, culturally insensitive AI can have severe consequences. Many AI tools are developed in the West and exported globally with little to no adaptation for local needs. For example, AI systems used for diagnosing medical conditions might be less effective in countries where healthcare practices, patient data, or even the prevalence of diseases are different. Similarly, AI in education or public services may not be designed for multilingual or multi-dialect regions, limiting accessibility. These oversights can deepen existing digital divides and reinforce systemic inequities. And it is not just about economic disparities, but also about ensuring that the technology aligns with cultural values and practices. Cultural nuance can make or break the success of an AI system. A good example is of Microsoft's AI chatbot, Tay, in the USA and Shawai's in China. Tay's failure and Shawai's success highlight the importance of cultural context. Yes, that's a classic case study. Tay was launched in US as a conversational AI designed to engage on Twitter, but it ended up being manipulated into posting offensive content within hours of its release. On the other hand, Shawai's in China has been widely successful, in part because it was designed with Chinese cultural values in mind. Shawai's emphasizes politeness, long-term relationships which resonates with the users in China. The failure of Tay shows what happens when AI doesn't account for local cultural and social norms. It's a stark reminder that cultural sensitivity is not just an add on but a necessity for AI. It is important to talk to people impacted by these systems. That's where demographics are important. For example, when women face discrimination by these AI systems, it is important to talk to them. So, what are the key strategies for developing culturally sensitive AI from the ground up? Let's talk about it. One crucial strategy is building more diverse development teams. A homogeneous team might overlook cultural nuances that a more diverse team would catch early on. For example, if developers from different cultural backgrounds are involved, they are more likely to question assumptions and identify biases in AI's design. Another important strategy is ensuring that the data used to train AI systems is representative. AI trained on biases or limited data will carry those biases into its decision making. Auditing these systems regularly for cultural bias is also essential. I think that's where the role of multicultural teams really shines. Diverse teams don't just help reduce bias, they also drive innovation. When people from different cultural backgrounds work together, they bring new perspectives and ideas that can make AI solutions more adaptable across the globe. How do you see the role of multicultural teams? Multicultural teams are absolutely crucial in AI development, especially as AI becomes more global. Someone from a collectivist society might offer insights on how an AI systems could be perceived in their home country, which someone from a more individualistic culture might miss. This diversity leads to AI systems that are not only more inclusive but more robust and creative. So, to sum up, culturally sensitive AI is about being intentional from the start. It's about team diversity, representative data, and understanding the cultural context in which AI operates. If we don't get this right, we risk creating AI systems that reinforce inequalities and fail to serve the people who need them most. And without cultural sensitivity, AI can exacerbate biases and inequalities, but by designing AI that is adaptable and culturally aware, we ensure that its benefits are accessible and equitable across the world. Given AI's growing role in critical sectors, this isn't just an ethical obligation, it's a practical necessity. That's all for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in to Unwiring Tech.